I think we're officially recording. Hello, everyone. What is cooking?
Hello.
So
What's cooking, everybody?
you'll notice that me and Natalie are doing a little bit of digital work this time because she's back in snowy Toronto, and I'm uh,
Living the
I'm in
dream,
Mexico.
living the life.
Yeah, living the dream, working in Mexico, doing the fun stuff, as they say.
Don't worry, I'll
So
be there. I'll be there with you at some point. We'll have to do
that's
that.
right. That's right. I'll leave the back door open. You come when you need. um, so okay, because we're doing this virtual thing, I thought it would be fun to do a little episode about vacationing and work trips and doing all that while doing relationships. So
Uh-huh.
as a nice intro, picture this: you're in paradise, cold, the vibes are hot, and you're arguing about dinner reservations. Vacations with your partner can be dreamy, spicy, chaotic, or all of the above. Today, we're talking about what really happens when couples hit the road together. Can you mix love and luggage? Let's talk about it. So, I hope that. Can you hear the music in the background?
I can hear I can hear a little bit every once in a while.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Then my what's it called? Noise canceling is working because I'm like, oh no,
Okay,
copyright.
perfect.
Okay. So the first question I'm going to ask you: who
Yes.
plans the trip and who pays the trip?
Oh, good question. I think it depends. I think either person can plan the trip. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, are we talking about like somebody being in a relationship, or are you talking about like talking stages, or at any point in time?
Oh, I mean, does it change then? We'll ask generally. Does it change as things go on? I mean, when you're married and you're together, it's more of a group. Like, okay, well, this is
Yeah,
what we're
yeah,
doing. But I guess we'll talk about it at the dating stage, right? You've gone together enough. You're growing in that shape, and you're like, you know what? We should go away. So who
hmm
pays? I guess in that case, it would be a
I
bit
guess
of 50-50.
yeah, I would think it would be a little bit of 50-50. But
Wow.
again, it
Wow.
depends on the dynamics of people, though, right? Like if you're in the stage where you're cushy and you're comfy, you're with somebody, you're talking to somebody, you're dating somebody, and they are fine and they have no qualms in like wanting to pay, then I, as a person, like if they wanted to do that, I would offer still to pay my fair share. But if they're gonna be like, no, no, don't worry about it, okay, then okay, like you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I I think it really depends on. I mean, I'm gonna go full provider male here, and I'm gonna say,
okay,
really, the dude should pay. I
ooh,
mean, take your woman out, treat her nice. I think that's the right thing to do. I mean,
okay,
I like
yeah,
if I asked any of the guys here with me, like they would all say the same thing.
okay,
Take
okay,
your woman, treat her nice, and I mean, my thing is do it like if you guys don't have any like combined assets, you're not at that point in your relationship, and it's
yeah,
not like a family trip or a group trip. I would say that you know let the man pay, and then as
mhm,
the woman, just like make it nice.
yeah,
Plan the trip, help out with that. I
yeah,
mean, my biggest thing: if you pack my luggage, woo, no
right,
problem.
right. No, I think that's a
Like
good point.
just like help out in your way. I mean, like if you're taking your woman out, when I'm taking my woman on vacation and done whatever, like I've never expected her to pay for anything, but her grabbing coffee in the morning and just doing
Yeah,
like general picking up the bill for lunch or breakfast or dinner
yeah,
or whatever, just like once in a while. It's just one of those things where it's like I don't expect you to pay me back for whatever amount of money is being spent, but
right,
you know, grab a drink
right.
here or oh I bought you this or hey can I help out by doing whatever to prep for the trip and the biggest thing is if the eyes wander, don't worry too much.
I guess so.
Um, I'm just seeing the follow-ups here.
Uh-huh.
Usually, so I have. Is there always one person who becomes the travel parent? I don't
What do
think
you mean,
that's.
like the travel parent? Do you mean like like taking care of that person while you're away together?
Yeah.
You mean like
Well,
that
taking
babysitting, like
babysitting,
that?
like the kind, like babysitting in the way I would say I would interpret the way I meant travel parent was like was like, oh, we're gonna go here, do this, do that, dinner's at this time, blah 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 blah. I think that naturally one person falls into that role. I'll say whoever where is the most organized in the relationship is usually this is the plane, this is what time we have to be there, this is this. We're gonna get to the airport in this way. So
Mm-hmm.
naturally one person goes that way and falls into that role. But
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say that it's always just one person. I think that everybody has areas they shine in. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'll do, like, if I was to go with a partner, I know that I would do all the follow up and all the closing.
Mm-hmm.
So how we got there, all those things, checking in, booking, doing all that stuff. But when it came to like the day to day stuff, I would take that as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas somebody else might be like, oh, actually, I want to have some organization. You know, when we get there, I want to have a day to rest, but then I want to go scuba diving and I want to do this and I want to do that. And
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
me, I'm like, if it sounds good, I'll make it work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Unless there's something that's obviously really incredible to book. But
For sure.
uh,
I agree with you on that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then, what else do I have? And then, well, actually, it's funny what we talked about just now. Does this dynamic change?
I think it
Is
can, for
oh
sure.
yeah, yeah.
It could definitely change. I mean, just because it's set in stone about how somebody is works and operates in one way doesn't necessarily mean that given different circumstances that might alter or change. And there's nothing
Okay,
wrong
here's
with that, right? Like it's nice to take turns in that aspect, you know?
yeah, and I think it will definitely change. I mean, you hope that is not the case, but I find that people that are a little bit more giving in the beginning of the relationship might change things up a little bit as things go on, or as I guess roles are solidified.
Hmm.
Okay. Can you actually relax together, or do you have different vacation styles? So, what I mean behind this is
Yeah.
I always find there's two kinds of people on vacation. There's the one of you wants beach, relaxing, hanging out, and the other
Yeah.
person is the 7 a.m. Let's go zip lining. Let's go on a cruise. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's pack the day. Let's do it good. I find that people who go on vacation, they always fall into one of those two categories. Either
Hmm.
I want to just rest and chill and drink and forget about the world and just hang out, and there's
Hmm.
people who are like, let's do everything always. So how does that work?
Um, I think
And what are you is a better question.
I'm I like to plan. You know me, I'm a planner. But when I mean plan, I mean in terms of like I like to to know how we're getting there, all of that stuff. So if my partner
Yeah, yeah.
wanted to do that part and I wanted and like say I get there, usually so this is how I usually operate is depending on where we go, I look at the things that are there to do, whatever excursions and stuff like that. And then I kind of like run it by and be like, hey, do you want to do this? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then usually when I get there, I look and I go to the desk or whatever, I see what's available and what trips there are, and then I book it based on, okay, do we want to have like downtime? Do we want to have some time in the ocean? Stuff like that, beach time, whatever. I plan around things like that. I try not to do too much, but at the same time, I try to take in as much as possible because I don't know if I'm ever going to go back there again. Like that's how I operate, right? Like depending on things that are like going on in life, most of the time I don't usually travel back to the same place just because I don't have that opportunity to really do so. And there's other places that I would like to go and see,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
You want to try new places out. You want to see how they
Yeah,
roll.
yeah. But yeah, that's usually how I am in terms of that. I don't mind having like a lot of downtime as well and all of that stuff, but I do like to take in the culture. I like to take in the sights. I want to be like an actual tourist. I don't want to, I'm not really into the whole, I just want to go on vacation and sit on the beach all like 7 days.
Oh,
I can't
oh,
do that.
Natalie. Oh, we
I
would, we
can't.
would, we, we would differ greatly.
Really? Really?
Well, because I mean, I'm kind of like a catch-22 on this. When I go on vacation, I love Euro maxing. And what I mean by
Okay.
Euro maxing is,
Uh-huh.
let's get up late, let's go have a coffee, let's have the coffee take all afternoon, and
Yeah.
then let's sit by the pool and have a drink and And yeah, you know what? I'm feeling a bit hungry. Yeah, we can go for a dinner. And then yeah,
Okay.
let's go dancing. So it's like I like to do things, but it's very
Yeah.
much like if I'm
You're
on
very chill.
vacation, especially if I'm on an all inclusive, I want to chill. I want to sleep.
Yeah.
I want to go out on dinner and dance and drink and other things. Um,
I wonder
uh,
what that could be.
I know. I wonder. We got to read between the lines. Uh, yeah, but at the same time, I mean, I do enjoy doing things. It's just
Yeah.
for me, there's a fine balance between let's plan to do things and let's be booking all of our time up. Like
Yeah.
I like going on boat rides. I like going
Yeah.
fishing. I like, uh, zip lining or
Yes.
going exploring and doing all those things. But like let's plan it so that it's like, okay, we have, on a 7-day trip, we'll have 3 days where we're doing things, but the rest of the time is like we're allowed to explore and go into town
Yeah.
and have fun. It's
Yeah.
like let's give time for us to be able to allow things to happen, right?
Yeah. I'm
Uh,
like that too. So like when I was
yeah,
away with my daughter, I was the same way too. It's like she's like, Mom, we don't have a lot of time to like spend on the beach. And I'm like, okay, then that was fine. I took that into consideration. I was like, okay, let's do a day of whatever we want to do. If we want to go into town and like rent a taxi or whatever and go and just do a little bit of sightseeing or go do some shopping, then let's go and do that. Like
yeah,
we'll do that, right? But then there were other days where it was like, yeah, go do the snorkeling, go do parasailing, like things like that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't book it unless it was like going off the resort to all these places, like you know what I mean, like you can go and explore and stuff like that. I wasn't. It was a lot of things were kind of like, okay, you're out on the water for like 2 3 hours, and then I didn't really have anything else planned. And then if we decided that we wanted to go the same day down to town and like do some shopping, I'd be like, okay, let's go book. Like it was very,
yeah,
like things for sure I wanted to do, yes, but then there was some downtime too, like for a lot of
yeah,
stuff too.
yeah. I think that's the best way to do it. Like you gotta plan things because
Yeah.
I you don't have to plan things. Like if you are two people, I know lots of couples that I don't want to think about anything. I just want to go and I just want to worry about relaxing, eating, and maybe we'll do something if we're both feeling up to it. But it's
Hmm.
nice to do instead of doing things out of obligation to do things. It's nice to be able to flow and just do things when you want to do things. Oh, you want to go golfing today? Okay, we'll go golfing today. Oh, you want to do this today? Let's go to this. Oh, you know what? Instead of eating at the resort, maybe we should go into town and have a really nice dinner. That kind of thing.
So
Okay.
say that you're with your partner, and let's say
Mm-hmm.
like you said you weren't feeling like doing what she wanted to do, and
Mm-hmm.
she wanted to go and do that. You'd be okay if she went and she booked an excursion with other people from the resort and you just hang back, or would you rather do things together?
Uh, you know what? There's two parts to this because so first part I'll say, um, uh, it's fun. Okay, I'll flip it like this because the next question goes into this conversation.
Okay, perfect.
So the first thing I'll say is I will do things with my partner. If she's the go getter and let's do this and let's do that kind of person, no problem. But I'll be like, but if I'm going to work with you, you got to work with me. I scratch
Mhm.
your back, you scratch mine. So we'll go do things, but let's make time to drink and have fun and
Yes.
enjoy ourselves. So we'll balance on that. And then the second
Hmm.
part there is okay, solo time. Is it okay to schedule solo time on a couples trip? And in my opinion, I think that's incredibly important to do. Now it depends. I mean, if you're doing the trip solely to be to as a couples trip, it's kind of like why are you going to go do things solo? But at the same time, if one of you's like take here for example, we do deep sea fishing. The girlfriend might not be interested in going deep sea fishing. She might want to come on the boat, maybe, but maybe she's not interested at all. So it's better to send her up to Cerritos Beach or somewhere where it's like more what she's interested in doing. And then it's nice because she goes with people that want to do that. I go with people who want to do my thing. And then we come back in the afternoon and we have exciting stories to tell. And we're like, oh, you know what? We have to do this and we have to do that. And I found out about this. And I think that's a really healthy dynamic, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Like just being able to be separate and come back together. And if you're with friends and everything, like being able to split boys and girls and that kind of thing, or however the split happens, it is nice. And
Hmm.
even buddy, like not even just relationships, but buddies. I mean, the guys that I'm with, we're all staying in the few villas that make up the property, and like I'll hang out with one guy, and then I'll go with another guy for lunch because some people are like, I don't eat lunch. I go do this, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm hungry for lunch, and this guy's hungry for lunch, so we'll go do this. Oh, okay, we're gonna go see properties, so we're not gonna take the boat guys. We're gonna take the property guys, right? So it's like
Hmm.
it's good to be able to split up with people and not drag people along when they don't need to. And a lot of
Yeah.
all the guys we're working with are all busy too, so you're managing time and everything. And I mean, ideally, vacation time you're completely booked off, so you're not worried about work and obligations in that regard. But who knows? Maybe the husband's gotta or the boyfriend's gotta be working a little bit. So let the girlfriend go and have fun and do
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. I agree with
Uh,
you on that. I think
yeah,
it's healthy to do that. I mean, it's nice to have a couples trip, but you don't need to necessarily be joined at the hip, as they say. Do you know what I mean?
that's a good way to
Like
put it. Like
24/7. You know what I mean?
right, like it's all the things like I'm gonna go to the gym. Oh, you don't want to go to the gym because you're on vacation? You just want to go sit by the pool? Okay, go have fun. I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to just sit here and read my book. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna go for a walk, or I'm gonna do
That's
this,
right.
or I'm gonna
That's right. Yeah.
like, and it's good. And then when you're also like, especially when you're like the hyper go getter partner, and then the other person's the chill partner, it's nice to find people who are alike in that
Hmm.
same way on so that you can have people who it's like, okay, I'm going to go with these go getters, and we're going to go for a run at 7 a.m. and this and this and this. Whereas the other partner's like, yeah, well, I found my book club or my drinking partners or whatever, so I'm going to go do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I agree with you. It's very healthy.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely. Yes.
okay, what else? Okay, now here's an interesting question: how do you balance work and romance while traveling? Like, say you're in Mexico right now trying to record a podcast. Can you really be present? Can you really be present in both scenarios? I mean, I have an easy answer for
Well,
this.
you should be able to be present in both. I
Yeah,
mean, do you know what I mean? Again, it's about balance and
yeah,
how that operates, right? And it's you have to be understanding. Obviously, going into the vacation, you should have that discussion with your partner, being like, "Hey, this is a vacation, but keep in mind that I may have to do some work." So at least they have a heads up on it, and they're not like, "Well, what are you talking about? This is supposed to be vacation," and all of a sudden you're whipping out your laptop and you're doing work for like 2-3 hours a day, as an example, or a couple of days, and you're like, "Hello," like, you know what I mean? So if you're going based in on that understanding, I think yes, you should be able to have that dynamic where you can be able to do both, like multitask and have your time for your work. Your partner doesn't, like, again, like we just talked about, does whatever they need to do or want to do, and then you come back together when you're free.
yeah, yeah. I think that's just how it is. I mean, it's funny because on this trip, because all the guys are together and we're all working and building something. It's
Hmm.
so funny when we all go back to our other obligations, like our other work, or I step away to do this podcast or whatever, because because you go, hey guys, I'm going to go jump on a Zoom call, just being back, like, give me like an hour, I'll come back when I'm done. So, not to interrupt me. And
Hmm.
everybody goes like this. Everybody goes, oh, yeah, okay, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Because when you're having fun and you're enjoying yourself, it's so hard to be like, okay, I have to step away and go do something because
Yes.
everybody goes, oh, we were just about to do this, or we were just about to do that, or we were just about to talk about this. But at the same time, you have to have that give and take because there is
Hmm.
still work that you need to do. But on the work side too, if somebody's calling me, I may not answer right then and there. I may be like, you know what? I have a couple hours at this time. I'm going to call you in that period. Just, balancing work and balancing play.
Yeah.
Uh, Okay, here's an interesting thing. Do arguments feel worse on vacation?
I can, 100%.
Oh,
You've heard lots of people, and I'm sure you've read lots of articles where people went on vacation. They were fine. By the time they came back from vacation, their relationship was done. It was over.
oh
Because a
yeah.
lot of times, vacation can make or break an actual relationship. The starting of it, the beginning of it, the end of, like, whatever part, it can actually break it because I think there's a lot of things where it's like heightened, and then you get to see, are you able to manage certain people might have different ways of doing things, how they, like,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
OCD, you know what I mean, like where your toothbrush has to be on this side, I need to sleep on this side, I don't want you to touch me when we're in bed because I get too hot. I need you on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very trying and testing for a lot of things. And
And
then you're
how you
now,
work together.
that's
And
right. And now you're in these four walls for 7 days, 5 days, however long it is, right? That's where they say that the real true test of if you can actually be with somebody in a capacity that may last, and you're really tested on a lot of different things. That's how I see it.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, me and there was I have a perfect firsthand experience on this. Not even an argument case, but just making or breaking a relationship. Like there was
Hmm.
a girl that I was going out with, not in a crazy capacity, but we were fooling around and doing whatever. And we went on like a group vacation with a bunch of friends, right? Because we were all in kind of the same friend circle, and it was an all inclusive. And we had planned to do all these things together and go for breakfast and whatever. I don't, after like the first, like after we all got there together, I don't think I saw her again until like the odd moment at a dinner or breakfast or something, like in the common areas. And then and then until we were on the plane ride back.
What?
Because what happened? Oh, yeah, because we, you're fooling around with somebody at home, but then when you start getting in the groove with people, like I was with, the group of people who, yeah, they wanted to do the exciting things. They wanted to go snorkeling. They wanted to go on the boat. They wanted to go party at the boat and go dancing and go to the events and fireworks and clubbing and go out on the town and do all that. I was with that group of people, whereas she was with a group of people that wanted to sit on the beach and do yoga and do all that stuff.
Mm,
So naturally went like this, and then we created a group chat and they created a group chat, and then they were all off doing their own things, and we still texted at, like once in a while, hey, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm doing this and you're doing this. And but by the end we were like, oh, you're that kind of person, I'm this kind of person. Maybe that's not
yeah.
gonna
So
work.
you then, yeah, realize that you're not compatible. Like, not to say compatible, but you know what I mean. Like, you're not able to find that sweet spot.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was kind of put off because she didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Like when I was like, hey, you should come, we're all going dancing at the club just on the resort there because they're doing disco night or whatever they're doing, it'll be a lot of fun.
Hmm.
And she was like, no, I don't like partying. And I was like, oh, you're like not even like I'm gonna work with you, you're just like absolutely
Yeah.
not. um
Okay.
which is fine. I mean, I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go have fun with all the boys and all the
Yeah.
girls who actually want to dance. And I got closer with one girl that went on the trip with us because she was a lot of fun and enjoying herself. But so it all works out. But it's one of those things where you're like, oh, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I thought you were a lot cooler.
Right.
uh, what else do I have? But at the same time, I would say arguments kind of are, I'll say it from the man perspective,
Hmm.
arguments feel kind of easier because it's like, relax. We're in the nicest place in the world. We could
Yeah.
be at home, dreary rain, snow, whatever. And we're
Hmm.
here, we're in the heat, we're in the sun, we got drinks flowing of food. Like, how can you be upset? What are you going to be upset about? Why do you want to be upset? But I also understand that, not everybody has that same mindset on life.
100%. Yep.
Okay. The most important question. What is too soon for a couple's vacation?
I'd say probably in a couple of weeks. Like
You
a
think
month.
so? I mean, like,
Month is like really,
I don't
if you're
know.
just talking, I think a month is like really soon.
Okay,
Because
I have a question.
that was given to me at what that was that was offered to me like in a month and a half or whatever, and I was like, I was really iffy on that because it was like
Okay,
still getting to know that person.
I agree. Well, I have two parts to this,
Okay.
or I have a couple parts to this, but I agree with you. I'm going to say, under the assumption that you know the person enough to know they're not a weirdo, not
Okay.
that you hung out in any greater capacity, like you're still getting to know each other, but you know enough of like, oh, I've seen them enough times to know that they are this person through and through. So they're not a serial killer. They're not a this. They're not going to traffic you. Like, you know them enough.
Okay.
I think honestly,
Hmm.
I would hope that if I called a bunch of girls on my phone, whether I have like a romantic interest with them or a non-romantic interest, I would hope that it wouldn't take me too long to get to a person who, if I was like, hey, I have to be down in Mexico at a resort at this, for 2 weeks, I need a date. I need someone to come with me and go to these events and everything and be my arm candy. I would hope it wouldn't take me, more than 5 people to get a
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I would hope, I mean, we live in a world of infinite possibility, but I would hope there's enough people who want to take a risk and take a chance and have fun and see how it goes. I mean, fuck, if we hate each other, then fine. You go do your thing, I'll go do my thing. But I would hope
Yeah.
you could say to a girl, or a girl could say to a guy, or whoever could say to whoever, hey, like, you want to do something crazy, you want to come with me to this place or that place, or do whatever. So
Hmm. I think it's good to have that spontaneity to a degree, for sure.
yeah, and I mean, like, there's also life problems and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
there's something magical about the person who's going to be like, hey, like, say yes, right?
Yep.
Fuck it, let's do it. I mean, there's one of the guys we worked with. He was telling me a story about how he was doing a lot of traveling when he was younger for work and everything, and he had all these like big galas where he needed a date, and so he'd like be at a bar and he'd be talking and he'd find like a good looking girl and he'd talk to her and realize, okay, she's not an absolute ditz, and he'd be like, hey, I know this is like crazy, but do you want to come with me on a trip? We would leave in like a couple days and we're gone
Hmm.
for a week. It's here and here and here. And we come back. And if we still talking, awesome. If we're not, at least we had fun. And
Hmm.
out of like probably the 5 girls that he did that with, I think, or well, it's probably more than, it was definitely more than 5. But he said most said yes. He said all of them said yes.
Okay. Okay.
And this is a guy you're meeting at the bar, and whatever.
Yeah.
He was a good looking, charming dude, but like that would be exciting. That would be a fun
Okay.
thing to do. So I mean, in terms of too soon, I don't think there's too soon. I mean, what's it to you to be
Mm.
like, I'm interested in you, you're interested in me, and
True.
let's go hang out in paradise and see what happens. I mean,
True.
at the same time, it could be the worst thing ever, and you could be like, wow, this person's awful.
Yeah. Yeah. But like you said, it that like we just talked about, that's kind of like, I guess, another test to see if you're actually compatible with each other, right?
That's right. That's right. And
So,
I'm sure you would find out some. Uh,
oh
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, the stories this guy tells me, I'm like, oh wow, that was like really rough. But you always find. Are there any? Okay, now here's the thing. You just say,
Yeah.
let's say you're spontaneous, or even if you knew someone for a couple weeks, maybe a month, 2 months, whatever, and they're like,
Hmm.
hey, let's go, or let's go do this trip. Are there any? Let's call it 2 red flags or 1 red flag you can think of that you would just be like, I've seen this. I'm sure you're awful. And there's probably a million you can think of, but just think of like one, like, absolutely not. Even if you were saying you were taking me to the best resort in the world, fuck that.
Yeah. I don't I don't have one like at the moment right now. I don't think like that would be like a hard no that I could think of off the top of my head. Maybe you might have one, and then maybe
Um,
when you're talking, I can come up with like maybe something will pop up in my head.
I would say, I think, oh, you know what? I'm going to call it a vibes thing. Because, like, you
Okay.
could say the basics of, like, the extremes. Oh, you're abusive, you're this, you're that. You don't do well with credit. Like, you could go all the extremes, but I'm going to say a vibes check.
Okay.
Like, if I say, hey, let's go to this crazy all-inclusive place and whatever, or hey, let's do this and this and this, how you interpret it and how your vibe or react to it, and even how the way things go about it, like, I'll say it in terms of if assumptions are made. If it's like, I don't know, I don't even know. I'll go extreme. If it's like, wow, we're going there, so what time do I get on? What time do I get on the jet, or what time do I do
Mhm.
this? Like, they start making assumptions. Like, you give them a finger, they take a fist, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You go, oh, okay, maybe I don't want to take you because I'm already getting vibes that you're take advantage of as much as you can, transactional.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'll say. I'll say transactional. If I get the vibe you're transactional, then that's when it's like, okay, maybe not. But
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, did you come up with one or no?
Um.
It's okay if you don't have an
No,
answer.
I don't. I don't really. I can sneeze. It's not coming out. Um, no, at the moment, I don't think so. But I think I would probably lean towards like what you're saying as well. Like, yeah, if I'm feeling like that's the vibe that we're gonna go into, I'm not gonna be interested in that, and I'm probably not gonna have a good time considering that you're gonna there's going to be a whole conversation about who's paying this, who's paying that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get that kind of like vibe and that
Yeah,
feeling. And I'm
I
like,
think,
I don't really want to be doing that when I'm away, or like trying to figure all of
yeah,
that stuff out. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, like you
it's just
said,
a
like
vibes thing.
yeah, like we said, like things should just come naturally and easy. Not to say that it does all the time, but you can usually get like a really good indication of somebody based on their reaction, based on how they.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always compare it. Like, this is my brother too. This is what I'm about to say. So it's not necessarily true. Always going to be the true case.
Right.
But with my brother, if I'm somewhere nice and he's somewhere nice or whatever the case is, and it's like I have free time or he has free time or whatever, I'll call him and I'll be like, hey, I have a couple free days. There's a flight leaving tomorrow at whatever time. Do you think you can be on it? Or he'll call
Yeah.
me and say, hey, do you want to come hang out for the weekend? Wherever he is, wherever I am. And we do that. And, friends get upset, girlfriends get upset, family gets upset. They're like, why don't you do that with me? And I'm like, okay, because you're like, if I asked you, you'd say, oh, well, what am I going to do for this? What am I going to do for that? How am I going to deal with this? How am I going to deal with that? Whereas with my brother, it's like, he's called me, I don't know, probably 10 times. And he's like, hey, do you want to come? I'm in Edmonton. Do you want to come hang out and come hang out for the weekend? Like, there's a flight leaving Thursday morning. And I'm literally like, yeah, no problem. I'll be there. And that's it. It's not,
Yeah.
oh, well, what are we going to do about this? And where are we staying? And what are we doing? And blah, blah, blah. And this and that. And how am I going to get there? And are you going to pay? And it's literally just like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
And boom, phone line goes dead. And that's it. And I'll see him in Edmonton. And the same
Yeah.
thing for him. I said to him, I said, we have a couple days where we're doing work, but you're welcome to come if you want to come hang out in Cabo. Because the guys were like, oh, you should brother and we can go fishing. But he was like, oh, I got a lot of work to do. So
yeah,
unfortunately, one of those cases where he's just too busy, too successful.
Oh, yeah.
But that being said, I mean, when you just go with somebody and you're like, you want to do this? And they're like, yep, no problem. That's the best kind of person. Because that's how it should be. It should be a yes, not a yes. Oh, yes, I want to. But what about this and what about that? Questions can come. Come, no problem. But let it, like, be absolute in a moment.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've talked about all that, I would say that going on vacation with your partner is a pretty good idea. Would you agree?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. And now I have a rapid fire question for you. Rapid fire question. Rapid fire round, I'll call it.
Okay.
I'm going to fire off a bunch of questions. You answer a quick ASAP. I'm not going to answer them unless you want me to answer them. But you ready for this?
Ready.
What's your dream couples trip?
Oh, I'd like to go to Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii is fucking awesome. Would you date someone who doesn't like to travel?
No.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Most embarrassing thing you've done on a trip?
Can't think of one right now.
Mm.
Oh, I'd say okay. The first time, the most embarrassing thing that I've done on a trip, I went with a friend of mine. As soon as we landed, we ate. I didn't know there was this person sitting next to us. I think I told you the story. This person sitting next to us, and then all of a sudden I started chatting up with them, and then we got invited to like this rooftop party. And she's like, "Man, we haven't even landed for 24 hours. You're already like talking to people." I'm like, "Why are you embarrassed?" She's like, "Yeah, we're sitting here having our like just a nice, relax, finally put our stuff in the hotel, and you're just talking to some rando." And I'm like, "Well, you're on vacation."
Yeah. Well,
and the guy looked lonely.
if you got us invited to a rooftop party, how could you be upset about that?
Exactly. So I think it wasn't embarrassing for me, but it was embarrassing for them.
Embarrassing for him.
Yeah.
My most embarrassing is probably I was at an all-inclusive trip, and it was what was it for? New Year's, and we were partying on the beach.
Okay.
And I mean, I didn't think it was that embarrassing, but a lot of people said it was very embarrassing. I don't know. I made friends with the bartender. I tipped him a lot of money, and it was all inclusive, so you didn't have to tip. But I gave him like 100 USD, and I was like, "Hey, every time you see me, if I don't have a drink in my hand, or even if my drink is like half full, I need you to take it away
Bring
from
it
me
up.
and fill
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah.
And he laughed, and he was like, he thought it was the funniest thing. He's like, yeah, no problem. So I handed him 100 USD, and I like and he was serving me like jet fuel. Like it was like he was calling things like the germ. And I was like, why is it called the germ? And he's like, oh, it's the germ killer because it has every alcohol in it. And like serving me all this crazy stuff. And he was a hilarious guy, and he got me hooked up with the club and all this fucking just like behind the scenes VIP stuff and free massages and whatever else. So it was a good tip. But yeah, he was serving me all this fucking jet fuel. And well, what's the problem with drinking jet fuel? Well, you get drunk really fast. And when you're drunk, you think you're a really good dancer and you think you're a really smooth talker. And so, I'm dancing around and I'm flirting with girls. And from what I was remembering, they were dancing with me and flirting with me. So I was like, no problem. The problem was I didn't know that my buddies were dealing with the aftermath, because I was flirting with guys that had girlfriends or wives or whatever.
Oh
Yeah. And I mean, what? It's harmless, Okay, oh, baby, give me a kiss on the cheek. Oh, it's New Year's. Well, whatever, the stupid shit. And then,
Yeah.
so, the other guys wanted to fight me, and they're like, oh, he's drunk, and really you should tell your girlfriend and not kiss him, and blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah, so then I puked everywhere in the ocean. Yeah, no, I puked, and then after that I was good. I sat on the ocean with my buddy, and we chatted until like 3 in the morning, or 4 in the morning. But yeah, I puked my guts out. It was horrible.
Oh no!
But I
Lesson
was
learned?
good the next day. No problem. Oh no, not lesson learned. I just knew that I had to don't drink jet fuel. Don't mix every alcohol. That's a good
That's a recipe for disaster.
Okay, worst person to travel with: overpacker or control freak?
Control freak.
Yep, I agree with you on that one. Overpacker is fine. You pay
I
the
don't
extra
care about the
50
overpack
bucks,
because
100 bucks.
I do it myself. I overpack
Hey, you
all
never know.
the time.
You're like, you pack 10 pairs of underwear, and you're like, what if I poop myself 6 times or some shit like that?
I'll be there washing it in the bathroom.
Yeah. And then it's like, I mean, it's just the things you make up in your brain are so funny. You need to go to the local store and buy a pair of underwear, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. Here's an interesting one. Is it okay to post thirst traps while on vacation with your partner?
No. I try
saying
not to do that.
absolutely. I mean, like,
wait.
okay,
But what do you mean, like thirst traps? Let's clarify what you mean, thirst traps.
like photos of yourself looking good. That's what I'll say.
Okay, yeah, I do that all the time.
But I'm gonna say the intention isn't to
No.
gain attention.
No,
Not to flirt with people, whatever.
It's just being like, here, look, I'm at the beach and I'm wearing.
I'm at the beach and
look at my legs.
I'm wearing
tiny
little. I'm wearing
yeah.
tiny little bikini, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, and last question. One rule every couple should follow while traveling.
Oh man. One rule that every couple should follow while traveling? I don't know. I don't have one off the top. You?
Spend time on the beach, spend time on excursions, spend time eating and doing everything. But most of all, don't forget about spending time in the bedroom.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I think that's a good rule. Yeah.
For sleep, obviously.
Sure.
No, well, I mean, it's like naturally on vacation, it naturally turns into that. I find everybody talks about that, but I know a couple people who are like, oh yeah, I took a girl or took my boyfriend or whatever, and we didn't do it at all, and it's like, whoa, make time for intimacy. Yeah,
I think a good rule on top of that is also just kind of like get to know each other a little bit more. Good, have fun, but also be able to converse, be able to like, have those conversations that you need to have, right? Like, and if you get into fights and you get into arguments, if you're the type of people that need that time to take some space away from somebody, that's fine. but always try to be able to have like a talk about it at some point. Don't let it go longer than X amount, whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? Because that's just going to
Absolutely.
ruin the rest of your vacation. Like, if you can't get your shit
Absolutely.
together, and it ruins other
Absolutely.
people's vacations too, because other people are there too. And if people hear your conversations and you're walking off and you're slapping them across the face or throwing water in their
Mm,
face and whatever, people don't want to see that. Like, there's a time and a place for everything. When you're on vacation, be mindful that there are other people that are around you, right?
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So on that note,
On that note,
that I think you learn a lot about a partner on vacation. I think you learn a lot about
100%.
yourself dealing with a partner. And I mean, going on vacation with yourself, going on vacation with your family, going on vacation with your friends, it's very
Yeah.
different than going on vacation with your couple, with your
Mm-hmm.
significant other. So I would say before you tie the knot, you got to make sure you do it at least once. See
Yeah.
how you are, see how you vibe, see how they deal with
Yeah.
things, and learn some secrets when you put them out into the wild in a different atmosphere.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's like I said, it's a different setting, it's a different atmosphere. You know what I mean? You're not in your own place. You're completely somewhere different in the world.
Yeah,
You know, and there are other outside things that can happen that can alter or change that or make it stronger, right?
that's right. That's right.
So, mhm,
So on that note, everybody,
on that note.
or you on the other side of this camera, make sure you go on, take time, go on vacation a lot, take your partner there, tell us your embarrassing vacation stories, tell us when's too soon, when's too late, do you expect a vacation, do you not? Tell us what you think, what you thought about our conversation, and we'll catch you next week.
Yes, we will.
All right, everybody, talk soon.
Talk soon.